Hi everyone, welcome to Monday strength training. We're going to be doing legs and shoulders. So starting us off first, we're going to do some activation. This is going to activate our glutes, hips, core, shoulders, all of it. So it's going to be side plank with abduction. All right. I do want the bottom leg bent like this. All right. Make sure the hips are opened up. You're not, closed in through here. And then let's go, we can either go top leg straight or top leg bent. Either way, so if your leg is straight, lead more with the heel, not with the toe. We don't want it turned out. Same thing if we're bent, don't lead with the knee, lead a little bit more with the heel. I don't need it internally rotated. You're kind of creating almost like a mirror image then with that down leg, okay? So core is nice and tight, making sure I'm not shrugging into my neck. And this is gonna be 4 sets of 15 to 20 seconds per side. All right, after your activation exercise, or you can do this like with your warm-up sets and whatnot and go back and forth with that, that's fine. But you're gonna go right into box squats and you're gonna go below parallel. We did that last week, okay? So before I got my barbell loaded, right, let's see what that looks like. Well, first we wanna make sure that my hip crease is below my kneecap, all right? So if I had a marble here, the marble would roll in that direction versus in that direction, okay? And then one thing we want to look for is to make sure that when we're squatting or doing these box squats, I'm going to act as if that box was never there. So this is what I mean, right? I don't change my hips or my angle. So this is the difference. I sat on it and I moved backwards, all right? If I did that in a real squat, I would fall backwards and I would never get up. So you're keeping that same bar path, right? And everything. So if I move forward and I squatted, the squat looks the same, right? It looked exactly the same as this. I am going to sit on it, but I'm not relaxing anything. I'm sitting on it as much as I can without deviating or changing my ankles, knees, hips, back, you name it. That's going to be 4 sets of 4 reps building. All right, we are going to be moving on to some more shoulders now. So we're going to go with dumbbell side raise, okay? Thinking about my shoulders are back and down, all right? I don't want to be shrugging to pull this up. Shoulders back and down. And I'm just going to come directly by my side. Right, lining my arms up like if there was a seam in my shirt. A lot of the times we pull it forward. So like I said, think directly by your side, standing nice and tall. Making sure that we're not tilting the dumbbell at all in this direction or this direction. And just coming about the height of your shoulders. This is going to be 4 sets of 6 reps. You're going to be supersetting your side dumbbell raises with goblet-racked lateral lunge. So you're going to be stepping out, lunge, coming back to that position. All right, if I can't do it with with any weight, you could do it without weight, but even if you just had 5 or 10 pounds, something that's light, it'll help you keep your chest up during the movement because it'll counterbalance your your weight, okay? When I step out, I'm not turning my toe all the way out. I don't have it completely forward. It's just somewhere kind of in the middle, like if I was going to do maybe an air squat, so it's slightly angled out. When I sit, I want to bring my hip with me, and then my other foot, my toe's going to come off the floor. That's going to restrict me and pull me forward. So when I go to sit on that leg, that toe comes off the floor, driving through this leg to meet me back in the middle, right? And then I'm just flat-footed again. Stepping out, that toe comes off the floor, driving back to the middle. This is going to be 4 sets of 8 per leg. Your next grouping of exercises is going to be single arm front raise. So I'm going to need a single arm handle on this one. I'm going to have a slight bend in my arm, like how we've done chest flies in the past. All right, there's that slight bend that stays there and it doesn't change throughout the movement. It's going to be the same thing on this one, okay? I'm going to stand just slightly in front of it if my range of motion allows it on the shoulder. If you need to back up a little bit more, you can, okay? I'm going to bring that up to a little bit above my shoulder. So I want a little bit more of that elbow joint to be even with the shoulder. So that means this hand would end a little higher. This is going to be 4 sets of 6 reps. If you need to go a little bit lighter, make it more like 8 reps to get a few more reps in, that's fine. But just keep thinking you're going to keep your shoulder down. You're not going to arch your back to help you pull that up. Core tight, shoulder locked in and down. All right, you're going to be supersetting with your front raises with Copenhagen planks, okay? So just like I talked about earlier, not shrugging into the neck, we want the body to stay completely straight. So obviously if I'm here and my leg is raised, that's going to be the hardest version, okay? Or I can do taps in between, things like that, because you will be holding this for 4 sets of anywhere from 20 to 30 seconds per side. So you could do variations of that, no problem. So that would be the hardest variation. I can keep this leg on the floor after that. I can bend this knee and drive that leg into the bench. I can get closer where now my knees is bearing the load rather than my ankles bearing the load, all right? So that would be easier. This would be harder as a progression. Whatever progression you do use, just make sure you're nice and straight. So you're not sinking into the ground. You have an overarch through here. Thinking about keeping even amount of pressure with both legs as you're holding the position.